It's a Flashcard Friday. You have submitted random topics. We don't know what's going to be picked, but we'll react to them right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Beantown, be ever ready. It's the C's. Who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT, Karalis. Recap the madness every game, every practice. Primetime Depp and D White on the sideline. Raining J's, how it started, raising banners, how we finished. Locked On Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It is your team every day. Your team is the Boston Celtics, and I talk about them Monday through Friday. Well, now 3 days a week, starting next week for the month of August and early September, and then mid-September, boom, we're back into the 5-day-a-week grind because then the season will be coming up. So, man, it's happening quick. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcast. Watch the show on YouTube. Get into the comments section. Share your thoughts with me. I'm John Karalis, beat writer for Boston Sports Journal. Been covering the Celtics for about 20 years. I've written a couple books about the team. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Today is a Flashcard Friday. You have submitted random topics, one-line topics. I've written them down on these flashcards. I shuffle them up, and we, cold, don't know what topic is coming. We have not prepared for this, but we are doing this off the top of our heads. It's sort of like a rap freestyle cipher, and I got to get my partner here, Tom Westerholm, noted freestyle expert. That's you.
Yeah.
Here for Flashcard Friday. How you feeling?
Big rhyming guy.
Big rhyming guy.
Yeah.
Yes, as just noted.
Yeah.
So, all right. So people have submitted these random topics. I have now all these flashcards. I've enjoyed these Flashcard Fridays. It's quick thinking off the top of our heads. All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Some of these are serious. Some of these are goofy. We're just going to rip through them. And here we go.
Let's do it.
First topic is, how many trades does Brad make? So I'll just add this
year.
this season.
Okay.
How many? I'll amend this. How many more trades does Brad make? I think this probably came in before a lot of these trades were made. So we're in Anthony Simons, George Niang.
Yep.
I'm going to say by the end of the season, I'm going to say it's two. I'm going to say it's two more trades. I think it's going to be because Simons and Niang are separate, and I don't think there's another one coming before the end of the year. So I'm going to say it's just two more.
I'm going to say three. Because I am going to, before the end of the year, before the end, before the end of
trade deadline,
before the trade deadline. Okay. I'll stick with three. Why not? I think that I could see him moving either one or both of Simons and Niang, and then, some little a little reshuffling move or two around the deadline, just like somebody that isn't like super working or somebody that just kind of pops available. Like I'll give myself the little breathing room there. So I'm going to go three.
Okay. So three more. So then he's made two already.
Yes.
So the total will be 5 for you and 4 for me. Okay. Yeah. I think that's fair. Fair.
Yeah, we're not a huge gap in our opinions there.
That's right. Never really is. Yeah. All right. Next topic here. Ideal roster.
We got it, folks. That's here right now.
Simons, off the top of our heads. This is the one.
This is it.
This is the ideal roster. I guess we want to get existential. Ideal roster for what? Ideal roster for soft tank. Yeah. So I think maybe the question of the ideal roster for the Celtics getting back to championship contention, you have to find yourself obviously a big, a rim protecting big. I don't know who you get. I don't know how you get there, but your ideal roster, I think, continues to have Jaylen and Jayson, continues to have Derek White, and somehow you find yourself you find yourself a rim protecting big. Now, maybe that's somebody like Charles Bassey. Maybe that's the guy that comes in and hits. Maybe you trade Simons and or Niang and get yourself a guy who's decent enough. He just needs to be decent enough. And then you just need to get that shooting. And that's where Shireman needs to step up, and Hauser, and you definitely need that shooting around you. But if you want, I don't know, you want to add anything to that?
No, I think that the big thing here is that you need to like Shireman is kind of important. Like you kind of need
That is really important.
Or a guy like that, right? Like a guy like, whether maybe you, I don't know, maybe you're able to like get another draft pick with your extra, and then with your extra trade that I gave them permission to make there. And then maybe you're able to draft a shooter or something. But yeah, I mean, getting some relatively cheap shooting is so important. And I think the thing about Hauser, right, is that he has turned himself into something close to a passable defender. I think reasonable people can disagree about exactly how effective he actually is, but like he is obviously like good. He's obviously good enough to be on an NBA floor a considerable amount. And like, so, like you also have the shooters also have to be willing to learn how to do that kind of stuff. So you gotta find, it's a tough task, right? Like that, this is a big task ahead of Brad, but it's not like it's impossible. You can find a rim protecting big. You can find cheap shooting. More and more guys can shoot around the league anyway.
Maybe your fifth trade answers this ideal roster, and it's Jaylen Brown for Nikola Jokic. There's your ideal roster.
There you go. I mean, you got it.
Derek White, Jayson Tatum, and Nikola Jokic.
Yeah,
would be an ideal roster. That would be pretty ideal.
That'd be pretty good.
No disrespect to Jaylen, but like Jokic kind of like balances things out a little bit, and
yeah. Maybe for shooting, you could bet on Malik Beasley.
Oh, okay. On to the next card. I'm going to get so much hell for trading Jaylen Brown away like that. Okay, next up. Did the C's last year look old against some teams? Did you think did they look old last season against teams?
I thought they looked a little tired at times. I don't know about old. I think there's a distinction.
Yeah.
I think that the one game where, there was that one game against OKC where in the second half, OKC just like ramped everything up, and it was just like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was, again, old isn't the right word necessarily, but like OKC did look different in that game. There was like maybe OKC just looked like really talented and really young, really energetic. But
I feel like that in that game, the Celtics looked great. That was the game the Celtics looked great in the first half.
Right. Yes.
And then they let go at the end of the second half, like second quarter, gave OKC some life heading into halftime, and then OKC just blew the doors off them in the second half. Not old, but this notion of maybe there was a little level of disinterest, or they were just like, okay, we're biding our time until the playoffs. And it felt like all season long, once they accomplished what they set out to accomplish, like, okay, first half, we looked good against OKC. Then it felt like in the second half, they're like, okay, we've done what we're supposed to do. We look good against OKC, and we're good. We're good. And they had trouble adjusting to that. And I just don't think they had I don't think they had the fire. It just wasn't age. Like, and I specifically like Holiday and Horford, but I don't think it was age. I think there was just like a little spark missing, and then championship hangover type of thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think that's right.
All right. Next card.
But I will just quickly add, this team is not as young as they used to be. Like that is true.
Oh
right?
no,
like,
that's true.
There is not. Yeah. I'm not a bunch of kiddos anymore.
I thought about this already. Like Jayson Tatum's 27.
Yeah.
So he's going to turn 28. He's not coming back till he's 28. I mean, Jaylen's going to be 29, and Derek's he's 30, 31.
Yeah, I think so.
So
31 at least. Yeah.
We're only a couple seasons away from all these guys being in their 30s.
Yeah.
And that's freaky to me because once a team's core is all over 30, you start looking at them as an old team.
Yeah.
So you're like, how much time does Derek White have before he's, on the downward slope, right? Because, you're in your 30s.
Before he's decrepit like Al Horford.
I know. We killed Al Horford 2 podcasts ago. Now we're going to start killing off everybody else.
Now we're killing off Derek White.
Yeah, now Derek White's gone. He's old and dead. And before you know it, Jaylen's going to be decrepit, and Jason's it's only a matter of time.
Jordan Walsh is getting older and older.
All right. Card heading into the break. You get to think about this one for 90 seconds. Least favorite beat members. Oh, yes. Least favorite members on the beat coming up next. Today's show is brought to you by Game Time. Go ahead and download that Game Time app because you want to get tickets to last minute events. Maybe you have some friends over and you say, hey, let's go to the Red Sox game or whatever team, maybe you're not in Boston. Maybe you want to go to whatever game, a soccer game. I know down here, there's the Rhode Island FC in Pawtucket that I'm going to want to go to that at some point and maybe do it on a spur of the moment thing. Game Time makes buying tickets fast and simple. Prices drop the closer you get to the beginning of a game or first pitch. They have incredible last minute deals, clear seat views, and lowest price guarantee means you are not worried about what you're buying. I have used this many, many times, so I do not get this deal where you get $20 off your first purchase with the code LOCKEDONNBA, but I still continue to use Game Time because I know last minute tickets, it's going to be the best price. I get to get the seat view from the app. I get the best price guarantee, so I feel confident. You can take the guesswork out of buying tickets. Download the Game Time app. Use that code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. Create the account. Redeem the code LOCKEDONNBA, LOCKED. LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Thank you for making a Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Locked On NBA has you covered the whole league. 2 podcasts, Locked On NBA, Locked On NBA Game Night. Both podcasts cover the whole league. Game Night's going to cover like maybe some other stuff. EuroLeague, the Eurobasket, all that stuff is coming up. I know Giannis just committed to play, so we'll be watching some of that too. So make sure you've got both. You're subscribed to Locked On NBA. You get both podcasts on your feed. All right, Tom Westerholm. Do you want to do the honors with?
Oh, sure. Listen. B-Rob is so smart.
Oh,
and
man.
He's just so he knows so much about both the game and the salary cap, and he's got such a good handle on things. And then he also dares to be a very nice guy as well. Like, who does he think?
Dare
he is?
he?
How dare he? How dare he?
How dare he? So yeah, just bleep Brian.
Like a kind guy who's good at all that stuff. Get him out of here.
The real answer is Jay King, and that's not even a question. It's like not even a question. Although I will say Suichi Terada, who submitted this, is climbing up my list. Suichi submitted this, and he is intentionally climbing up my list, antagonizing me behind the scenes.
He's stirring the pot. That's
stirring the pot, very much so.
Yeah.
So Suichi climbing the ranks of least favorite beat members. The real story is they're all very nice people. They're all very good at their jobs. And I get to say this stuff because this is what guys do when you like each other. You say, I hate you and all of that stuff. So
Celtics fans are very lucky. It is a very competitive beat with a lot of really smart, talented people on it.
It's a good beat. It's a really good beat. So, all right. Next card. Okay, this is a new one. Charles Bassey versus Kenny Lofton Jr. Which should the Celtics not like one-on-one or
Yeah.
in a fight or anything like that. If the Celtics were to get one of these guys, which one would you prefer?
Charles Bassey.
Of course.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. You need a big and
Yeah.
and I mean, I don't know. Like I guess if Lofton Jr. was on the Celtics, maybe he wouldn't feel the need to take quite as many shots. So maybe getting a contract would chill him out a little bit. But
I
the
feel
answer
like
is obviously Bassey.
I give Lofton credit. Somebody got into his ear. Somebody said something to him.
Yeah.
The first couple of games were bad.
Yeah.
Like bad. Like I was like, cut him now bad. His last couple of games were much better. His last game, the fourth one, because he didn't play in the fifth one, I was like, okay, this is more along the lines of what he should be doing. But yes, the answer is Bassey, and I hope he gets a shot. I know he left after a few games, so I don't know. I was very curious when Brad Stevens was talking about him. So, he's playing for what's next. Like, isn't everybody in summer league kind of playing for what's next? Isn't it what you're always playing for? But he kind of like made it seem like there won't be a Bassey in training camp. But I still feel like he's done enough to warrant and at least an invite. Because listen, I don't care if there's a big available and he wants to come to camp on one of those Exhibit 10 contracts. Welcome to Boston. That's all I got to say, because
he can breathe. He can tie his own shoes.
Right. Can you
give him a jersey? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see what you can do. All right. Best assistant coaches. Now, is that in this on the Celtics or in the NBA?
Oh, I was gonna do the Celtics. I was thinking back too, like, I mean, because the easy answer, right? Like, best assistant coaches of the last, however many years, Joe Mazzulla, right? Like,
sure, yeah,
like he was obviously a guy who,
I was a fan of Jaylen.
Yeah. I mean, I think very smart guy for sure. I mean, Tony Dobbins, right? Like,
I like Tony Dobbins.
I think he's got a lot of good stuff. I think he's really got Jaylen's ear, obviously. And I mean, Jaylen, like, Jaylen has talked him up to the moon, right? Just like that. He's always like, Tony's got some stuff. Like, yeah.
I like Tony. And Tony's become like Jaylen's guy.
Yeah.
Matt Reynolds is a good dude, and really works hard, and his story is great, coming up from, local kid, fan of the Celtics. Now you're coaching the Celtics and head coach of Summer League. And Tony Dobbins was head coach of Summer League last year. So, the thing with assistant coaches in the Celtics, and obviously there's Sam Cassell, who, has done a lot of work with Tatum and, the old school post up kind of stuff. I think it's a good group of assistant coaches. I like that they're empowered to kind of do more than like one thing. I think the way it's set up and the way Joe has set it up is to make sure everybody's voice is heard and they all have a say. And so I don't think there's any one guy that handles one thing that you can say, okay, he's good at this, he's good at that. Although Matt Reynolds is the challenge guy. He's Mr. Green Lantern. But it's hard for me to say best assistant coach on the Celtics.
I just liked talking to Tony, so I'm going Tony.
Tony's good. Yeah,
I like that guy.
We'll go there. Let's see if this is going to be a quick one before we go to the break.
We can make anything a quick one.
Jaylen Brown, Cooper Flagg scenarios. Trading Jaylen Brown for Cooper Flagg.
That boat sailed, but
I think
if you're the Mavericks, you got it. You can't do that two times. Do that.
Jesus, man. Like, listen, I think Cooper Flagg is going to be a megastar.
Yeah.
If you, like Nico Harrison, it's like suicide by angry mob. He would not be able to leave his house if he traded Luka and Cooper Flagg all with no way. I cannot envision a single scenario under which Cooper Flagg would be available in a trade where Jaylen Brown would go the other way. Just it's not. No, I'm sorry. I can't.
Well, and especially with, I don't know, especially with like the injury stuff that the Mavericks have going on right now too. It's like,
yeah. People are wondering, like, would he come home? Would he come home to New England? I'm curious. This is like a separate thing, but I wonder if there's going to be a day where somebody like Cooper Flagg in 4 years, when he gets to be a restricted free agent, does he just pull the I'll take your qualifying offer? I'll agree. Because the way restricted free agency works is your team gets to match. A team offers you the qualifying offer, which is a contract that's, I don't know, whatever the number is. It was always a number that would be rejected, but now the number's high enough where it's like, I don't even know what it would be by the time he gets there. But what would happen is the player rejects it, becomes a restricted free agent, and then you can shop around and teams get to match your number. And we're seeing with Jonathan Kuminga that nowadays in this, second apron world, this is I think it's going to be an incredibly difficult time to be a restricted free agent. Yeah. Like this is bad. And no one's really talked about that heading into this summer. The worst thing you could be, I think, right now in this collective bargaining agreement might be a restricted free agent because you're screwed. Yeah. If you expect to make more than anything more than the non-taxpayer mid-level. But anyway, I wonder if Cooper Flagg will, or somewhere in that range, if we're going to get to the guy who's like, you know what? I accept your qualifying offer, which means you play one more season with that team, and then you become an unrestricted free agent. And that is where I'm wondering if that's going to happen. But even unrestricted free agents, free agency is kind of like almost dead. Everything's got to be sign and trade or, it's weird.
I just don't know if you want Cooper Flagg around all those troublemakers up in Maine that he was you don't want to bring that guy back home, I don't think.
All right. Let's heading into the break, we'll talk about former active Celtics you wish could return.
Jordan Crawford.
Active. Currently active former Celtics that you wish could return. That's coming.
He's in the big three.
All right. Thanks for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Reminder, this is the last of our 5-day a week, unless something big happens. But we'll be going down to 3 days a week. And that's going to carry us through August and early September before we go back to 5 days a week. But there's always the possibility of a bonus podcast in there somewhere. So you can make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcast. All right. Active players who are no longer with the Celtics that you wish could return. I mean, that's for what reason? Is Isaiah Thomas still technically active?
Listen, if I can't say Jordan Crawford, you cannot say Isaiah Thomas.
He's active. He's with the Salt Lake City, somebody G League.
Yeah. I mean, okay, you could say, I mean, the Celtics need a big, right? You could be like, all right, like Kelly Olynyk, like that. I don't know. He's a functional big man who could be 7 feet.
Let's just go sentimental. Let's go sentimental. Okay, Robert Williams. Williams.
Oh, yeah, that's the answer.
I just wish Robert Williams could come back. And I'm not expecting him to do anything. I'm not expecting, he can tantalize us with
3
weeks of great play.
Yeah.
And then his knee will explode or something. But damn it, I want Robert Williams around the team.
That is the answer.
That's the answer, right?
That's full stop.
Okay. That's
Can't even get Riffs man out of retirement. Let's get
man. This is where so not to get political, but I obviously I'm a left leaning guy, and I just sit there and I'm wondering when do people I'm supposed to be getting more conservative as I get older, right? That's how it happens, right? You get older, you get more conservative, and I'm like, when is that supposed to happen for me? Because it's not. And then now I'm like, you start wishing for the way things used to be. And like, I want to go back to the day when Robert Williams was here and the Riffs man was on Twitter, and we were like weird Celtics Twitter with this like Dadaist, like crazy, like existent, whatever, like weird, just weird Celtics Twitter. I just want that back. It was fun. People had fun. We had weird nicknames. People did weird Photoshops. And it was just a fun time to be on Twitter. The heyday, the golden era of being online watching the Celtics.
For sure. Yep. So yeah, bring Robert Williams back.
All right. Payton Pritchard's defense. I feel like we've talked about that before.
We have a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think I've said this before. I want, if I'm going to look at a stat for Payton Pritchard, it's his fouls per game. So I'll repeat myself. His personal fouls this year, 1.5. I want to see like 3. I want to see him double his personal fouls, because that means I want him up into people's airspace. I want him, reaching. Go ahead, reach. Go ahead, steal. The Celtics, I think, this season need to be actively trying to force turnovers. And so Payton Pritchard's defense has to be, dogging everybody 90 feet. You got to be, turning guys and maybe poking something green. If that means an extra reaching foul or 2 per game, so be it. So be it. I don't care about that. Commit the fouls. Just be more physical. Take a couple more chances. When I think of Payton Pritchard's defense, that's what I want to see.
Yeah, I think the thing that Payton Pritchard can do defensively is that he's in phenomenal shape. Right?
Yes,
he just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes, and that's I think just dogging people. That's what he needs to do. That's his strength. He doesn't have the size. He's got plenty of strength. He is physically strong and difficult to push around, but he doesn't have the height to deal with a lot of guys in the NBA. So utilize your strengths, right?
Right.
Be strong, be tough to get around, and just be so in shape. Just be after people for like lengthy stretches. And I think that's how you can contribute.
You ever go out, walk your dog, and you get those little bugs that are always in your eyes? There's these little black bugs, these little tiny, tiny things, but they're always around your eyes. And they're so damn annoying. I'm like, I'm walking down the street, spasming, like, get this. I look like a lunatic. That's Payton Pritchard. The little bug that's always in your face. And it's like, you're so tiny, but so annoying. That's what I want Pritchard to be.
Also, if you get a hold of him and you try to squeeze him, you can't always squeeze him to death. And
no.
I feel like that's another Payton Pritchard thing. Like,
right. You're like, I gotcha. And you're like, no.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep going. An injury exception for Jayson Tatum. Will the Celtics get an injury exception for Jayson Tatum? My answer is I don't think it matters, because they won't use it.
Right.
Because they're not going to spend. They might get it.
I was going to say I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah,
maybe they might get. They might have the opportunity.
They might have the opportunity to get a few $1 million, which might get them. Maybe it could get them a buyout guy, depending on how But it's not going to be meaningful, and so I would expect them to apply for it. I haven't heard anything about that. I honestly, considering the spending issues, yeah, like, unless that's a guy that they're like, oh crap, here's a tool to get this other young person in, and let's give it a look. Maybe, somebody gets cut, and you say, oh, there's a person we want to get. But I honestly, I don't think they use an injury exception.
Agreed.
All right, let's keep going. Come on. This is too serious. This was CBA hurting well-managed teams. I'm going to put this back into the pile.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's too hard. Too many. We were at minute 30.
It's an important question though.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
But I want that to be meatier. Let's end on this one. We just did the Al Horford podcast. Assistant coach Al Horford. Ooh.
It's funny because it's like On the Al Horford podcast, we said like, oh, it's so hard to retire, it's so hard, all this stuff. How many assistant coaches have 6 kids?
I
Like, to be an
know.
assistant coach, you got to be a little crazy because you
Yeah.
got to be like watching film and doing all this
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff, and you're both rather. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think if you're
I
Al,
agree.
you've made all this money, you've made crazy money throughout your career. You you have 6 kids, bro. Like I don't know.
I'll channel Evan Turner because Evan Turner was briefly an assistant coach with the Celtics. And after that one, he's done.
Yeah.
He was like, you make so little money compared to what you made playing to do so much more work.
Yeah.
And he's like, I was not with that at all. And it's true.
Which, if I was going to take a guess at how Evan Turner assistant coaching was going to go, that's it. I would expect Evan Turner to be like, this was too much work for not enough money, and I would expect him to say something funny about it on his way out the door. That was so predictable.
Yeah, 100%. But it's also true. It's 100% true.
Yeah.
And like, I can see Al being around the game somehow. But honestly, I think Al is like a really good dad. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he's going to do something that takes him.
That's true. For a different dad, 6 kids might be an argument to become an assistant coach.
Right. Like, look, I've made my money. I can pay a nanny, whatever. Yeah. But I think Al wants to kind of mold Ian into an NBA player, and he may take like a special assistant kind of role. He may be like, maybe the Celtics offer him some kind of front office thing, like where you come in and you kind of maybe train and like learn about building teams and stuff like that, and you still get to be around and you kind of get that. I can see Al being in an executive kind of role. Yeah. And like whenever, maybe it's not with the Celtics or whatever, but I can see Al kind of poking around being like, hey, I'm going to spend some time with this group and spend some time with that group and kind of see if anything still in the NBA interests me enough and fits into my life. But I don't think he wants to be away from his kids. And I don't think he wants to be away from, like I think turning Ian into a potential NBA player is a big deal for Al Horford. And so I think his decision to go to Golden State is like, that's a factor in that, which we've said on the podcast before. And I think whatever he does next, that'll be a factor in that too. And I think he wants to be present. And look, when you have 6 kids, I think, his wife's going to be like, look, we have put up with a lot. Okay. Now I get to be in charge.
I get a nap.
You are watching the kids. So yeah, I do not think Al Horford assistant coach. And that's actually, I think it's a compliment to assistant coaches.
Yes.
Because assistant coaches work way too damn hard.
They are a little bit crazy. Like you have to be
100%.
You have to. Yeah.
I love basketball. I love being around the NBA in this role. I would never want to be a coach. I would never want to be an assistant. I would never want to be in that film room. Cause it's like, listen,
yeah,
it's just like, I'm like, I work hard, but I'm not willing to do that crap anymore. Not at this age. It's an age thing.
Let me make one pitch to you though. You get to the end of your night, right? And you don't have to write a story and do all, you know what I mean? Like you get to just like, you get to watch basketball. I don't know. I mean, I see the vision, but you also have to be like genuinely brilliant and like, you have to have like all this, I don't know. You have to have this like this crazy work ethic. I'm, it wouldn't be for me, but I see the vision. I see the vision.
Mm-hmm. I think you just called me stupid.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, pod's almost over. I feel like I'm getting let go here anytime soon anyway.
Yeah. So like, I guess when you go to most hated member of the beat, I think I know what the real answer is.
I haven't been on the beat in years.
No, you're talking about me.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, bye, Tom.
Appreciate you.
I do appreciate Tom Westerholm. I appreciate you, the listener. Thank you for being here every day, Monday through Friday. Soon to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's the schedule. Unless something big happens or I just get that itch to do another podcast. But right now the plan is 3 days a week. So make sure you're subscribed because you never know when a bonus podcast will drop. It show's free. It's available everywhere. It's on YouTube. Make sure you're watching it there. Make sure you're in the comments section sharing your thoughts with all of these topics. I'd love to hear your take on all of these topics. So do that in the comments section and then share the podcast. Tell everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.